Hello everyone. For those of you wondering, the move that I just did is called a press to handstand. So for this follow-along routine, we're going to be doing exercises that build up the strength and the mobility for the straddle press to handstand. The straddle press to handstand is easier than the pike press to handstand, so it is best to first learn the straddle press before moving on to the pike press. So I hope you guys enjoy this routine and build that press to handstand strength. I should mention before the warm-up, some of the prerequisites for the press to handstand, you should be able to balance the handstand for at least 10 to 15 seconds, and you should be able to do an L-sit also for like 10 seconds on the floor, legs straight and arms straight as well. So that being said, we're going to first warm up our wrists. So we're going to do just 5 wrist rotations on each side. Switch sides. Now we're going to do these rotations, around 8 to 10 each side. Warming up the wrists is very important before doing any hand balancing routine because they are the first point of contact on the floor. So now we're going to have our hands like this, and I'm just going to go down and up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, hold. Now the opposite. My hands come inside, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, and hold. So now we're going to place our hands on the floor in this position. I'm just going to rotate around. I'm going to do this 5 rotations each side like we did in the previous exercises. Okay, now to the left. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, now wrists go to the sides like this. And I'm just going to go side to side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, last one, 6. Okay, now we're going to put our hands like this. If you don't get all the way to the floor, it's okay. Just a little bit, it's fine. We're going to push up into a fist and then go down. Push up, go down. We're going to do 6 more. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. So now we're going to work a bit on the wrist extension. So knee is still on the ground. I'm just going to go forward, and then I'm going to come back. And then go forward. Wrist extension is very important for the press to handstand because our wrists are in a more extended position. So this will condition our wrists to flex further back. 1 more. Now we're going to hold this here. 3, 2, 1. Perfect. So now, with our hands on our fists, I'm going to move to the side. Then I'm going to go down like this. So this is going to work on the side wrists, which can get really sore from doing a lot of handstand work. So 2 more right here, really getting into them, warming up those little tendons. And there we go. Shake the wrist out a bit. That is the wrist warm-up. Now for the shoulder warm-up. It's very important to work on that shoulder mobility for the press to handstand. So what we're going to do is we're going to take either a resistance band or a stick. The wider you hold, the easier, and the more narrow you hold, the harder it will be. Make sure your arms are completely straight. We're going to go up and around. This will unlock our shoulder mobility. We're going to do this for 5 reps. 2, 3, 4, If it's too easy, don't be afraid to go narrow. Just don't go too narrow, because this exercise can be dangerous if done a little bit too narrow and if it's outside of your range of motion. So now we're going to move toward the wall. And what we're going to do is we're going to warm up the wrist a little bit more. I'm just going to do some lift-offs with my fingertips for around 10 times. This will just warm up really the wrist even further. So 5 more. 3, 2, 1. Okay, and now for the shoulder part. So my hands approximately shoulder width from the wall. What I'm going to do is make sure your core is engaged, posterior pelvic tilt. You're going to go down. I'm going to do little pumps here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Trying to get your head closer to the wall each time you do. 7, 8, 9, and 10. So another good warm-up for our shoulders. We're going to go into a push-up position. And then we're just going to go up into a pike. Then going to move our hands back to a push-up position. We'll do 4 more here. So this is 2. Walk back. This is 3. Keep your scapula as elevated as possible, so don't go here. This is number 4. 1 more. If you need to bend your knees, that's okay. And we're going to go back. Push-up position. So after we warmed up our shoulders and our wrists, now we just need to get into our hamstrings a little bit, because flexibility, especially in the hamstrings, is a key component to unlocking the press to handstand. So we're going to go into a squat position. And then from here, like in the previous video, we're going to go up to a forward fold. Again, modify this however is comfortable for you, whether that means bending your knees, placing a higher object to put your hands on, whatever that means for you. Same cues, so I'm trying to get as close to that I can to my hip flexors. 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. Last one, 5. Move around here a little bit. Really feel that flexibility, those hamstrings opening up. And go back into a squat. Okay, so now we're going to go into a pancake position. Again, if you need to do this elevated, sit on a chair, sit on yoga blocks, whatever your flexibility level is, it's perfectly fine. Same cues as before. Don't try to go too deep, and listen to your body. So we're going to do some pulses here in the pancake position. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Perfect. Now we're going to go to the right leg. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now to the left leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now again to the center. We're just going to hold for around 10 seconds. Doesn't have to go full range of motion, just as long as you feel the stretch and you're getting more flexible. Okay, get up from the pancake. That concludes our warm-up. And from here, we will go on to the strength portion of the routine. All right, everyone. So the first exercise that we're going to do are called straddle press walks. The name implies it's pretty simple exercise. I'm going to do a quick demonstration. So, you go into a forward fold, you plant your hands, and then what I'm going to do is shoulders engaged, traps engaged, arms straight, lean forward, and then I land back on my feet like as if I'm just walking. Another one. Now, you don't have to do it as slow as I do. It's okay even if you just go into a forward fold and you just jump. That's perfectly fine too, as long as you're building that time under tension in the shoulders, and your body is going to start to understand how to press up. So, without further ado, let's begin. So, 6 reps. All right, whatever modification you need. If you need to bend your knees and you go here, that's fine. So, number 1. Now I'm really engaging my core, engaging my shoulders, my traps. 4 more. 3. Halfway there. 4. I'll change direction. 5. Last one, make it count. Try to really flex that core, engage those shoulders as much as possible, and get some air time. So we finished our first set of straddle press walks. So now what we're going to do is an active rest in the pancake position, because the press to handstand is really largely flexibility based, and the best bang for your buck is really if you just rest in a stretching position while in between sets, right? So same thing as we did in the warm-up. Ballistic stretching in the pancake. 5 more times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. As well as to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And just hold for a few seconds. Looking forward to the next set of 6 straddle press walks. So, let's get back into standing forward fold, or whatever variation you guys need. So again, compressing as much as I can. The closer that your hands are to your feet, the easier it is strength-wise, but the harder it is compression and flexibility-wise. Whereas the farther away my hands are, the harder it is strength-wise, but it's easier compression-wise. So whatever you guys feel comfortable, we're going to start. So, 1, 2. Remember, engage the traps, engage the core. 3. Halfway there. Change the direction. 4. 2 more. Last one. Make it count. Arms locked out. Shoulders engaged. Straps engaged. So the next exercise is sort of similar in terms of strength to straddle press walks, but it's a little bit easier. So a quick demonstration. I'm going to go into a push-up position with my legs also like not super close to each other, like shoulder width. I'm just going to have my feet go as close as possible to my hands, and obviously my arms are straight. These are called straddle press slides. So we're going to do 4 more here, and if you need to bend your knees, that's also fine. We're working now on the shoulder and trap strength and less the flexibility portion. So 3, 2 more. Last one. Really engage that core, engage the traps, same cues as before. And now we're going to do same active rest. If you guys are maybe a little sick of the pancake, then we can rest into a pike forward fold as well. Nothing wrong with that. So do some pumps here. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Sort of rest in the pike position. Go get that flexibility gains while you have the strength gains. I know when I first started the press to handstand, I had a solid flexibility, but actually my strength was a little more off. Usually it's opposite. A lot of, especially calisthenic athletes, they'll have actually really good shoulder strength, where they can do like tuck planche, straddle planche, but their compression and flexibility is what is lacking in the department. So, yeah. Now we're going to get up from that. And we're going to do the second set of straddle press walks. Just air out the shoulders, shake out everything, all the tension. You know, maybe let's go into a cobra just to kind of undo all the forward folding. Sometimes it can be a little rough on the spine if we always forward fold, and it definitely feels good to do the opposite movement and kind of stall some time in between sets. So, set number 2. Feet, arms planted, sorry. Okay. Scapula depressed, protracted. Engage core. Lift legs. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. Last one, we're going to hold it on the top for 5 seconds. So be with me, guys, bear with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so now we're going to do the more interesting exercises. We're going to do straddle, handstand press, negatives. So for this, I have the wall. Now, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to kick up in the wall, legs wide, and we're going to try to go down as slow as we can into straddle forward fold. Now, it's challenging to do it slowly. Don't be frustrated if you find that you can't do it slowly. Just as long as your body is learning the movement, then that's perfectly fine. So we're going to do 4 more negatives. This is number 2. Wide. 3 more. Number 3. If you guys need to rest a little bit in between the reps, it's perfectly fine. We'll do 2 more. Last one. Try to do it as slowly as possible. I'm pretty tired here, so It's okay. Okay, so that's first set. We'll do one more set of that. Active rest stretch. We're actually going to open our shoulders up a little bit. So, using what we did in the warm-up on the wall, we're just going to do some pumps here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now, I'll start the second set. Obviously, if you guys need a pause, need a little bit more rest, you can easily just pause the video and then come back to it when you're ready. Drink some water and go into Cobra pose. So here we go. Second set. So, hands shoulder width, not too wide, not too narrow. Shoulder width. Kick up. Go down. Whoop. That one was a little fast. Hands also not too close to the wall, not too far away from the wall. A good hand distance is perfect. Number 2. Three more. The whole time you're going down, a good cue is to try to lean forward as much as you can, because that will counterbalance your center of mass going down. So this is just a quick demonstration. If I don't lean forward, what'll happen is I'll just fall back. So that's why it's important to lean forward. I'm gonna do one more. So last one, legs straddled, get off the wall. Whoop. Okay, that one was kind of suckish for me, so I'm gonna do one more to really make it count. Let's go. Okay, that was pretty satisfactory for me. Now, I'm gonna do active rest stretch again. So 10, 9, 8, don't forget core engaged. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So you're probably wondering, what is this chair for? So this is actually a fun exercise, and it's a really good exercise to teach you guys like really how it feels to press into a handstand. The past exercises that we did are more for building up the strength. This exercise will really teach your brain the pattern of the press to handstand. So as you can probably guess, assisted press to handstand. So the higher the object, the easier, the lower, the harder. So we're just going to do 3 reps, 3 presses in whatever progression you guys want to do. It can be even higher than this. It doesn't really matter. So I'm going to get into my chair. And same cues as I discussed before. So traps, shoulders, core engaged. I'm going to lean forward and then press up. And then go down. You can go into a full handstand. You can just go into a straddle handstand. Whatever you guys prefer. So 2 more of that. Okay, I almost fell there. One more rep. If you're really close to press to handstand, feel free to just try it without the assistance. That's how I got my press to handstand. I just kept going lower and lower until I realized, oh, I can just do it on the floor. So, without further ado, last rep. Hold if you can, and pull back. So, if you want, you can rest in a straddle, in a pancake position, pike, whatever you guys want to do. You guys earned it. If you made it this far into the routine, pick whatever active stretch you want to do. It could be cobra, it could be what we did on the wall to increase our shoulder flexion. I will go into my pancake. I really like doing the pancake, so I will go into it. And then we will start our second set. If you want to just drink some water in the meantime, do whatever you can to recover. All right, so round two. Again, if I'm going too fast, just feel free to pause the video, come back to it when you feel ready. So, rep number one, let's get into our elevated position. Once again, shoulders, scapula raised up, traps engaged, lean. And if you want to try to like do a half negative onto the whatever you're pressing off of, that's a bonus. I know I'm not doing that, I'm kind of cutting corners, but if that's also a good way to sort of train both ranges of motion. So, rep number two. I should also mention that if you guys feel any pain in the wrists, don't feel free to do some rotations, anything just to kind of recuperate the wrists. If it's really too much, there's no shame in like pausing this routine. Even if you don't do all the exercises, just end the routine, pause the routine, do whatever you need to do, because wrist health and shoulder health, any health, is much more important than gaining the skill, and you're going to regress much further if you get injured. So always listen to your body. Last rep. I'll go back into the chair. All right. So this is the routine. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, whatever you guys want to do. Do this routine. I recommend twice a week is perfect. If you could do more, if you need less, that's okay. And yeah, so hope you guys enjoyed this routine, and I'll see you in the next video.